Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. We're hanging out right here outside the church because, unless I'm misremembering, the thing... Sorry. There we go. Now I can hear the game as well. The thing I wanted to do was check this, well, this check I had with...
Yes, what is it?
Suna. Pale on... Oh, right. Pale unknown. I still don't know... We can always roll it.
All you hear is silence in your head.
Yeah. Oh!
Yes.
I can ask her about Ruby. Say, have you seen anyone suspicious? Say a woman named Ruby?
What? No. No one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Thank you, Drama. I don't expect anyone here to have seen her. I can't do this check again, right?
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
No.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright. Then... What I have to do now is explore the coast a little bit. Let's go up here. I want to check something, by the way. I want to see that Kim actually moved the body. Has he had time to do that? I think he has. Can't quite remember. Well, it's still here, so...
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Maybe... I can't remember when we... Maybe we did that today. Kim will get it sorted. I trust Kim. Actually... Is this one of the areas we're supposed to investigate? Well, we can go to the village. This is the boardwalk, right? I don't... Oh? There's a whole thing here I didn't find before. Bars cover these long dusty windows. Oh, there's people. Hello.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez?
Not exactly.
You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right?
Oh?
I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext.
Yes, hypertext. Young carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
As if self-evident. What was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They
Monitor
still had
glare,
dense
huh?
monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
They didn't... They still had vector monitors? I don't know what that means. Oh well. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his Virm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard?
Orbis.
It's a programming language used in Grad.
Oh right, I have heard of it.
But he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Worms.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Artificial.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the coalition landed in '08. we could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building
This
again.
man is your half-brother. You feel it. But
It says
why?
esprit de corps.
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
I see. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the freezing snow. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
I'm gonna look at the building looming over
It
you.
looks old
Me,
and weathered,
I
with
guess.
seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical, have I not? I feel like we've encountered that name before.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
2 centuries.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Sorry, I'm just hung up a little bit on electronics outfit 2 centuries ago. That suggests to me that this world has had, you know, mainstream electricity appliances for longer than our real world has today. Anyways, what was that, Ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Interesting.
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. What an interesting artwork. His mouth is very understated. It's almost not there.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
And looking at this guy, he has a very accentuated mouth in the artwork. He's got deep blacks, and it's like framed. His mouth is very prominent in the art compared to his son, and he talks a lot, and his son does not. Which I don't know if I'm onto something or if I'm full of shit, but some interesting decisions going on there.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
That reminds me, maybe we should go talk to the Joyce lady. Speaking of Wild Pines, not sure. You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky. A pleasure wheel. I imagine it's something like a Ferris wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. but history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company
Oh,
people?
I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Ooh, interesting option. Speak past the dad to this. I kind of like that. So I'm gonna turn to Mikhail and say he means they all died at the hands of the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
No point in hiding the truth from the
The
children.
boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
His son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his Vim-themed coloring book. Le Décret de Mars. What was that?
The Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
I see.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in Worms to be paying any attention.
Ooh, I don't like the way he says that.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
I suppose that's good. If you can just forget that his dad is like talking down to him like that. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like.
Made of tape.
Word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something. I imagine they were tape computers because they used like tape, as opposed to like the cube thingies we found. I don't know.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
The what?
It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team. Trying to...
He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Yeah, I had a reaction to that.
What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Oh, okay. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center? Paul Ockerman? Keith and Guy Juice? What are you talking
The
about?
Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. I'm gonna... Hey, Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the
Ooh.
market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
Vredefort, he says. Interesting pronunciation.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
One could write directly on the tape using handwriting. It would perform operations, project output from handwriting. What a curious way to interface.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
I'm gonna nod and say cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
The Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Felt Playback Experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back, the boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I wanted to ask something else.
What else?
I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his sunset. The snow stopped.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Good. Great. Thank you for all the interesting information.
Thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather
Yeah.
one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
I agree with Wait, fuck, who said that? It was one of the blues. It was Rhetoric, thank you. And I have to consider the Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center thought. It's a short one. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's really good. I don't know what that means. Am I rolling crits on 11s and crit fails on 3s? Is that what that means? I'm not sure. That's fine. That's fine, although it doesn't come up very often. I could get rid of homosexual underground. That's good. That's really good. I'm a bit torn on this one. And we still got 4 hours and 17 minutes. That's quite a long time still. I've been thinking about this for a long time. What was it, like a 16-hour thing? I could get rid of homosexual underground. It's not really doing much for me as it is. Not super interesting, not super interesting. I don't know. Could be interesting. No, no. Ah, well. What's this? Another power box. Charges nothing now, it's empty. Fence blocks the path, no way on from here. Man, there's a lot of area over there. I'm gonna look at this.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Yeah, Oh shit, is that the zoologist maybe? I hope. Get me my multi-tool. Ah. Nice. Very nice. I can afford to live tomorrow as well. That's always a good thing. Now, how do I get up there? I'm gonna go around here to start with. Let me put my tear bag... Oh shit. Let's do it like that. I do want to keep the bag in my hand, just in case I come across any bottles. Oh, there's something over here. And something over here. No boat in the boathouse today. Magnesium, very good. Ooh. Ah, savoir-faire. That could be useful at some point. The boathouse is shortly constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Some money. Can't go over here, it seems. I think I kinda went this way before. I can't remember. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. Sign says Entrée interdite. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now, I suppose. We got here some money and some tear. And some more tear. Good thing I kept my bag in my hand, like I said. More money. More money, more problems. Door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. What do you got? People, people. Fallon, people, people. Logic, perception. It's clothes. First of all, any thoughts about the glasses? No. Glasses. And then this is... Oh, it's a hat. Small wire framing inside this futuristic looking Fallon People hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of Swoop Skyer's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's eyes and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. It gives me +2 logic. I think we finally found a hat that surpasses our last hat. We are bringing down our perception. That's a little bad. But it has a +2 encyclopedia. Let's roll like this for a while and see how bad it gets if we can't see things. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? The instigator.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
I kind of know, but let's hear it again.
The manufacturing and sale of automatic
Yep.
rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
I'm gonna look at my clothes and I'm gonna find something that, because I'm pretty sure, yeah. Drama, logic, the rhetoric, minus visual calculus encyclopedia. Logic perception +1 plus visual calculus interfacing. Okay, this is about as good as it gets.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across
92, thank you.
Reach a row of ghostly shades stand facing.
Oh,
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
dire.
The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
I know what this is, but what is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
That's rough. The conscience round, indeed, was something that has been used. The idea being that, okay, we're gonna kill one guy, and we don't want it weighing on anyone's conscience, so we're gonna get these, 7 guys or however many you had, and you give them each a gun, and one gun is loaded, they all aim, and they fire at once, and only one gun actually kills the guy, and it's gonna be fucking hard to tell who it was. So the idea being that these guys who all aimed and pulled the trigger, they don't know who killed them, and so can all go to bed thinking that their hands are not stained by that person's blood. I kind of find that a bit, I don't know. If I know there's a chance, if I was willing to maybe kill this guy, does it even matter if my gun was the one that did it? I still aimed the gun at the guy. I still pulled the trigger. I don't know. I'm gonna look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall.
Facing the wall.
It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who are they?
Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer.
Such is your belief. Are you saying I would have been on board with this? I'm gonna look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
From which one? I suppose that's hard to know. I'm gonna look at the person standing on the side.
Commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Yeah.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Okay, goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
That's grim and dire. Where's my... There we go. Is there a sorting button? I don't see one. Oh, I'm sitting on a skill point. I didn't realize that. Which means I could think about something. I'm gonna wait with that until... I kind of want to keep a skill point in reserve for if I fail a check and I need to put a point into something and I'm not willing to save scum it. Which... Oh, this section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Okay. You strike me as potentially a cryptozoologist. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. Soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still won't light up. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Could this be the buoy Klaus told you about? Let's do that first.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
I wonder if I could have done this before talking to her.
Over there. Must be the boy Klaas you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
We should.
Hidden things, secrets, lies.
I'm gonna pick up the buoy.
Lift the boy out of the water without
Boy?
much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
I guess I'll do everything. Start by examining the plastic bowl.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds
Silt.
closed, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
I don't know what silt is, I can kind of guess.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Should I do these? I'll just open it.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out, some algae, and nothing else.
Oh,
Well, damn.
no documents. What do you think took them?
I have no idea.
I mean, these are kind of extreme ends, and I think we're closer to this extreme. This is a minor quirk. We know what was in the buoy anyways.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Maybe Klausya took them herself.
May very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her. Nothing more for us to do here. Let's go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks later if you have the time. Though
Indeed.
I doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. It's almost impossible to get a fire going near the ocean.
Here we go.
There's Morel.
Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
I'm gonna need to hear him speak again.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is he Australian?
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
The crypto-fascist?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
He sounds pretty Australian to me.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
I have another skill point. Do we forget about the homosexual underground and replace it with something else? I kind of want to. I'm not getting any bonuses. If I remove this, will I begin to once again obsess about sexuality? Is that a mechanic? I mean, Kim already told us, like, hey, you're still fucking doing it. So who cares? I'm gonna remove the homosexual underground. And then in this slot, no. Ooh. No. How curious is this? It's a Wumpty-Dumpty-Dummiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSPVD. I don't know what that means. Where are you if you're not here? Where the fuck are you? But this is very interesting. I'm gonna be a rambling madman. This is fun. Let's hope that doesn't bite us.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice waterlock.
How upfront should I be with... You know what? I'm a sorry cop, so I'll just say it, and I'll apologize if I can. I'm gonna say, yeah, that was me. I broke the waterlock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the waterlock with a motor carriage. There was a billboard in the canal, not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
Oh, is that salmon and butter? Maybe I should look at that again with my visual calculus. Or whatever. I think that might let me piece together exactly how the fucking thing fell, but that's fine. Is it still there? Can I still look at it? I don't know. Yeah, I can apologize. Hell yeah. Oh, I kind of want to see. Sorry Cop 9. No, it was all me. I caused your delay, and I'm sorry, but you can return now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Hey, Sorry Cop 10.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Have I heard this voice actor before? Give me a second. Disco Elysium Morel voice actor. Morel, the cryptozoologist. There's two. That was true for Classy as well. How come? Did they change the voice cast in like the update? I don't know. Either way, it's not a name familiar to me. I'm gonna go back to the video game.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Let's start with this. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair to seem to be on the run?
Afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Actually, Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south, where Lena would be. Isn't she to the east?
Come
I
on,
don't know.
Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I think you're doing this for yourself and not her.
I'm doing this for science, and so is she.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen him. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted the Phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
That's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the
Thank you,
mysterious
Inland.
Phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back and check the traps after?
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were
Starve.
at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
This is a bit of a Dirk Gently answer. We're looking for someone hiding on this very coast. Looking for another thing may lead us to her.
Why not? At least it will give
Thank
us
you,
the
Kim.
excuse to look into a lot of reels.
That it will. That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Right.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them, you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What do I do if there's a Phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the Phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Sure, lay it on me.
Wise choice.
He douses you with the odd-smelling spray and then gives you a satisfying
I hope
nod.
you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain and then puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready, let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help.
Maybe I should have
Carry
talked
on,
about all the
start
other
breaking
things
in.
first.
If
Oh
you
well.
have any more questions, now's the time.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital on the hunt?
We can ask a bit more. Tell me about this Phasmid.
Well,
I'm gonna
first of all, it's
skip through some of this, just quick read. What makes it difficult to find?
Being a
Ghost insect.
of the order
Awful lot of
Phasmid
reeds.
and I suspect it may have also
Specialized
developed other
techniques.
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certainly, but I cannot describe how these defenses
Sure.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Your
Very natural.
ghost insect, he said? These people
Nice.
are looking for a ghost.
So you're ghost hunters.
No, that is precisely what we're not. We are zoological specialists.
Okay, how big is it?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodeus
Chromasforma, so...
is about the size of a grown man.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug?
Typical rookie assumption. Insects
Sophisticated
might
information.
even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the
Defense is
apex
obviously.
Would be glory itself.
If you say so. What have you discovered about it so
Very
far?
little, I'm sorry to say.
No one's found one?
Not yet.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its...
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid
Yeah,
By
sure.
which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand
Lena said there's been a sighting of it.
Yes, the most recent sign. It's the first credible sign.
Maybe his
in
investment has died out.
to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary.
Highly resistant parthenoid.
he
Sure.
means asexual reproduction.
Oh,
The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier.
it's pretty clever.
Yes, Insulindian fat.
Tell me about the traps.
They may not look impressive.
Lena designed the traps. How do they work?
At least that's the intention. They're
Using as bait?
locusts.
Locusts?
Nearly all nut.
Inside the trap, a
Yeah, sure.
eating stick insect.
And if they don't work,
Tend to-
They'll work, I assure you.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed.
Yes.
okay. How did you become a cryptozoologist?
Just always like.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up if you prod a little.
So you're living out your childhood
It's
dream.
not child's play. Just because I have to trade through the mud every so often.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real. I know
Yeah.
you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
It does seem like a lot of wishful
My
thinking.
methods are the same as those of other scientists.
Fair enough.
I simply
Has anything
do
truly
what
surprising ever
I
happened to
know.
you?
As I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid. Although
What kind
I
of
have
evidence you
everything
use?
From forgotten regional law to newspaper
Ooh.
accounts, like the
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
most establishment scientists.
There's something in that, I guess. You never discovered one?
Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not
How many have you
list
found?
of cryptids kept by the cryptozoological. Two are categorized as confirmed discoveries.
Only two have been proven to be real?
The Chateauquan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct
Primate,
species
cave
of
salamander,
primate,
Eucharod.
and a cave
Unremarkable.
of cryptozoologists are brutally honest with us.
Hoaxes never found.
More so
Doesn't mean
even
you
than
stop
public.
searching, huh? Hmm.
Most cryptids are hoaxes, or they are never found. That does not mean we
I don't even know what to say. That's a small number.
Do you know what the success rate in pharmacological research is? 0.00003%.
Not. As we persist.
He
Sure.
has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising
Sure.
him.
Thanks for explaining that. About something else. Do I wanna? Not really. I'll get going. I kinda wanna talk to this crypto-fascist. I think we'll do that next time though. It's been a while. I will see you later.